Rumpelstiltskin, a fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. Once upon a time, in a quiet village near a winding river, there lived a poor miller and his only daughter. Though the miller had little wealth, he loved to boast. One day, while speaking with the king, he claimed, without thinking, that his daughter could spin straw into pure gold. The king, who loved riches more than anything, leaned forward in his throne and said, "If that is true, bring her to my castle tomorrow. I wish to see this miracle for myself." The next day, the miller's daughter was led into a tall stone tower inside the castle. The room was filled from floor to ceiling with dry straw. A spinning wheel stood in the center. The king's voice echoed as he said, "By morning, all this straw must be spun into gold." Then he locked the door and left her alone. The poor girl sat beside the wheel, staring at the straw. She had no magic, no trick, no idea how to do such a thing. As the night grew darker, tears fell from her eyes. Suddenly, the door creaked open. A small, strange little man stepped inside. His voice was light and his eyes sparkled. "Why are you crying, miller's daughter?" he asked. She told him her trouble, and the little man smiled. "I can help you," he said. "But what will you give me in return?" With trembling hands, she offered her necklace. The little man took it, sat at the wheel, and began to spin. Whir, whir, whir. By morning, every strand of straw had become shining gold. The king was amazed and even more greedy than before. He led the girl into a larger room filled with even more straw and demanded she do it again. That night, the little man returned. This time, she gave him her ring. Again, the straw became gold. On the third night, the room was larger than ever. The king promised, "If you succeed, you shall be my queen." But the girl had nothing left to give. The little man leaned close and whispered, "Then promise me your first child when you are queen." Fear filled her heart, but she saw no other choice. She agreed. Once again, the straw turned into gold. Soon after, the miller's daughter became queen. A year passed, and she gave birth to a beautiful baby. Life seemed peaceful until one day the little man returned. "Now," he said softly, "it is time to keep your promise." The queen begged and pleaded, offering treasures and riches beyond measure. But the little man only shook his head. At last, he showed a flicker of kindness. "I will give you 3 days," he said. "If you can guess my name, you may keep your child." For 2 days, the queen guessed every name she knew. None were correct. On the 3rd day, a messenger returned from the forest with strange news. He had seen a little man dancing around a fire, singing joyfully, "Today I bake, tomorrow I brew, soon the queen's child comes in too. Oh, how glad I am, none can tell that my name is Rumpelstiltskin." When the little man came again, the queen smiled calmly. "Perhaps," she said, "your name is Rumpelstiltskin?" The little man froze. In his anger, he stamped and shouted, but in a blink, he vanished, never to return. The queen held her child close, grateful and wiser than before. And so she learned that words have power, promises matter, and cleverness can overcome even the strangest magic. And they lived on, safely and peacefully, ever after.